From YouTube, this man always George Page, aka the Emperor of the MMA Talk, coming to you live on YouTube. Well, folks, I've been a little bit quiet on my MMA talk. It's kind of slow in the bodybuilding world, but I always want to put out news about fighters who I'm a fan of or who I follow. And this one lady who I follow, as I did a video about Sara McMann. She mentioned she's switching over. She has in her contract with the UFC last year, and she's going to make her debut with Bellator. And her fight is coming up in April. It's up against multiple time featherweight featherweight contender. Excuse me, and that is one Arlene AngerFist Blencowe. Now, both these ladies have been in the fight game for quite some time. Arlene, as you know, he's been in many different organizations. Before she became an MMA fighter, she was a boxer. She boxed for a good while. She's from Australia. And also she's a mom, just like Sara, both mothers. I think she has I think 2 or 3 sons, I believe. And Sara has her daughter and her son. And these women have a passion for the sport. Now, the last time we saw Arlene in action was last year when she fought against Cyborg for the second time for the featherweight title. And that fight pretty much with the distance. The first fight between Cyborg, it was a dominant performance by Cyborg. Cyborg just puts Arlene out. But that last fight, even though it was still kind of a dominant performance for Cyborg, it was really a good fight. There's one point when Arlene got in the middle of the cage and she pointed down and said, right here, right here. It was bloody. It was a good fight, especially in women's featherweight. And Sara's going to be making a debut at 145 at Bellator. And Sara, she was one of the, I would say, pioneers for women in UFC. As you know, she fought against Ronda Rousey for the 135 title almost I think 70 years ago. It's been a long time. And, she was one point, some people saw as a contender. She took some losses, like she lost against Caitlin Chikagian. No, sorry, Caitlin Vera. And also, she lost against, she was submitted by Marilyn Renault. She's a good wrestler, being that she is a silver Olympia medalist, sorry, and she won it back in 2008. And she made a transition after, her years being a wrestler, and a story about how her brother was murdered, and it really inspired her to become a wrestler. And now she's in the sport, starting her own little thing, doing, coaching other women for the next level for wrestling. And I even reached out a couple of times for interviews. She never responded, but it'd be great if she does. But like I said, I'm a big fan of Sara McMann. I think she has amazing physique, an amazing lady. I talk about how she has that. She always maybe a borderline bodybuilder physique. She has good muscle definition. But this fight is going to be, I think, a good fight. And Arlene always fought twice for the title against Cyborg. And, and you remember it was that long Cyborg was back in the UFC, but it was 145. And as you know, 145 of the UFC is a dead division. You just got one champion and then you have no real challengers. It's crazy how, Bellator and Invicta probably have the best next to, PFL is about to have their 145. So their 145 division have the best 145 divisions outside of the UFC, because UFC doesn't like the idea of bigger women. It's just a stupid mentality. Where in fact you will see good fights, you will see maybe good knockouts. It's just prejudice about the UFC. But anyway, like I say, Arlene has been a multiple time contender for the title. She fought against Julia Budd at least twice. She fought Cyborg twice, and she has a decent record. And like I said, Sara, she's a good fighter. She's fought for the title before. And then also, there was one point that there's a possibility she's going to be the next title contender. But, her last fight was against Carla Rosa. She submitted Carla Rosa. And then her fight against, Aspen Ladd was called off because Aspen Ladd, and she has a bad habit of doing misses in weight. But like I said, I want to wish both these ladies the best of luck. They're both impressive fighters. And like I said, they have a passion for the sport. But like I said, much respect to Arlene AngerFist Blencowe, and much respect to Sara, as I call her, Muscles McMann. Anyway, it's man always George Page, a.k.a. the Emperor of WWE Talk. Don't like, subscribe. I'm out.